Hello everybody and welcome to Fallout 4. Recently I did a channel poll and asked what people's opinions would be on various different games for a long form series. The two leading candidates were Fallout 4 and The Witcher 3. Now, I actually decided that after testing both out and seeing what I could do and etc, that Fallout 4 would be the more interesting, both for you and for me, because of its kind of multiple paths and the fact that you can kind of roleplay it a little bit better than, say, The Witcher 3, where as cool a character as Geralt is, that is your character. So here we're going to be playing as Frank, a war veteran who currently has kind of renounced his violence and settled down in the kind of suburban town of Sanctuary, just north of Boston. And on this day he's getting ready to go and make a speech at the town hall. However, as we know, he's never going to be able to make that speech because all sorts of crazy things happen, as we'll see. This is just a short kind of prologue to kind of explain what my thoughts and hopes are for this series. I'm using a very minimal amount of mods in the game. We are playing on the survival mode, so everything will be at its toughest and we'll have to eat and drink and survive in the wasteland. I also have installed an ENB and reshade to give the game a slightly more kind of washed out look, a darker, grimmer look, because I kind of think this playthrough is going to be a bit dark and grim, and as we'll see with Frank, he wakes up in this, alien world, and I guess he kind of reverts back to what he's been taught, on his kind of quest for revenge and retribution. So here we are at his house with his wife Nora. As I said, he gets ready for his speech tonight, and he's pretty settled with his life. As I said before, he's a veteran. He's been in war, he's killed, he's experienced that life, and he wants something better for himself and his family now, and especially his young son Sean. But as we'll see, that clearly goes, that plan goes wildly out of the window. So yeah, as I said, I installed Reshade and EMP to give it a more slightly washed out look. I think it looks great with the wasteland. My Skyrim playthrough, which I am going to get back to, is a lot more kind of vibrant, and it's a bit kind of like, I'd say a bit more hopeful and a bit more happier. And whereas I wanted this Fallout playthrough to be a bit bleaker, for the wasteland to be a wasteland, as it were, to be savage and harsh, and for us to really have to survive in it. The only slight difference that I made to the survival mode was I installed a mod to allow me to quicksave, which, for those who don't know, in the survival mode you have to use a bed to save. That can be incredibly frustrating if you have to redo a section several times, and it's frustrating to kind of play through in a way, but it's more frustrating for you guys to watch, I think. So I installed the quicksave mechanism, but I'll try to use it sparingly rather than to kind of save scum, as it were. We see there the Vault Tech official who came to the door, and while Frank was not that interested in what he had to say, he did get his name put down as a place in the vault, which they were building just actually only a few 100 meters away from his house. I think Frank at this point has no real knowledge of Vault Tech as a company, or knowing what they do, or what they actually intend to do. He knows them, I think, as a kind of precautionary company who, you know, are building these vaults to secure the future of America. And here we can see his young son Sean playing with him, and that's really what changed Frank's life around from being a soldier to wanting to give that life up and do something better. But I guess when that world gets turned upside down, you kind of revert back to what you know.
Followed by flashes, blinding flashes, sounds of explosions. We're trying to get confirmation. We seem to have lost contact with all the stations.
The first bombs have dropped. The Chinese invasion of America has begun. And while there was a kind of a war going on for many years before, this was really, I guess, the first use of nuclear weapons. And it was devastating for the American
residents of Sanctuary Hills.
American mainland.
Evacuate to Vault 111.
Here, Frank and Nora run to the vault. Coincidentally, that salesman who came just earlier put our name down, luckily. You see the vertibirds flying over as everybody gets ready to evacuate or get to the vault.
All participants, check in at the gate. That's absurd. I am Vault-Tech. You don't get in.
The same salesman who we saw earlier, not even being allowed into the vault.
I'm reporting this.
We need to get in. We're on the list.
Infant, adult male, adult female. Okay, go ahead.
Thank you.
There we are, they're being let in.
What's gonna happen to all those people outside the
We're doing
gate?
everything we can.
This
Now
way.
keep moving.
Nora's got Sean, she's okay. And what became a beautiful day is now turning into a literal nightmare, as we need to get into the vault as quickly as possible before the bombs drop.
Almost there.
Boston.
We're gonna be okay. I love you. Both of you.
We love you too. Oh my god!
And there, the detonation in Boston.
Hold on.
Can't this thing move faster?
Oh god! Oh god! Oh god!
And the end of Frank's world as he knew it. Now, I think it's probably worth bearing in mind that
We made it.
you would be utterly in shock right now.
Everyone please
knowing
step off the
what
elevator and proceed up the
happening,
stairs
what is
in an
going
orderly
on.
fashion.
And
No need to worry, folks. We'll get
as a
everyone
result, I
situated
guess
in
Frank's
your
only
home.
concern is that Nora and Sean are
111.
okay,
A better future underground.
rather than thinking about what is actually happening right now.
If we left a minute later. No,
We'd all be.
don't get caught up thinking about that. You're safe now.
And here are some of his neighbours and folks from the neighbourhood, who I guess were also invited to the vault itself. Although, I don't think he would be thinking about this now, but looking back, I guess it's strange that some people weren't allowed in and some people were. Like, what was the reasoning behind that? I guess it doesn't matter right now for him.
Just step over to the table.
Here the employees are giving out these, I guess, non-irradiated clothing items to Frank and his family.
what now?
Just
so
follow the
that
doctor. He'll show you where to go.
we can get changed, I guess, and decontaminate. Frank would know a little bit about, I guess, the effects of nuclear bombs and whatnot from his time in the army.
One of our most advanced facilities.
And I guess the fact that there's been a kind of almost like a Cold War and war going on with China for a long time, that most people would be aware of what they would need to do after such a attack.
Do you think we'll be down here?
Oh, we'll be going over all that in orientation. Just a few medical items.
Just checking everyone off the list as they come in.
And I guess it's nice that the folks here in the vault are so calm, considering a literal nuclear bomb has just been dropped only a few miles away, I guess, from where they are now. This, I guess, is Frank putting on his suits and getting into the decontamination chamber, or what he thinks is the decontamination chamber. At least he gets to see Nora and Sean in there.
Time for a whole new life.
Resident secure. Occupant vitals normal. Procedure complete. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I guess at this point, Frank would be pretty disorientated. He doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't know that he's been cryogenically frozen. He has no idea. He just thought he was being decontaminated for radiation, or possible radiation poisoning. And I would imagine he's probably got a hell of a headache, very groggy, and here he sees somebody opening his wife's chamber, probably thinking this is the people who are gonna get him out of here, wondering what's gone on,
Everything's gonna be fine.
wondering why they're wearing what they're wearing.
Let the boy go. I'm only gonna tell you once.
I'm not giving you Sean.
There, the gunfire, the gunshot to his wife, the face of the killer. And thus, I guess, starts Frank's quest for revenge. Someone stole his son, someone killed his wife. And using all those skills he learned over the years, he's now got to track them down.
Failure in cryogenic array. Vault residents must vacate immediately.
Come on! There has to be a release! Come on, come on, come on! Oh, God!
Failure in cryogenic array.
I'll find who did this,
Vacate immediately.
and I'll get Sean back. I promise.